Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. Wishing you guys have a great day. Okay, so what we like to do for today is we are going to present about Sunway Bhd. Okay, before we get started, let's get to know my team members. The first one is Muhammad Aiman bin Muhammad Arif. The second one is Muhammad Amirul Afiq bin Shaiful Azrim. The third one is Khairi Azim bin Muhammad Fadir. And the last one we have me, Lukman Bin Isnin. Okay, without wasting any time, let's go. Okay, let's take a look on Sunway Bhd background. Established in 1974, Sunway Bhd is one of the Malaysia's largest conglomerates with core interests in property, construction, education, healthcare, and retail amongst its 13 business divisions across 50 locations worldwide. The founder and chairman of the company is Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Jeffrey Chia. Their business divisions comprise of real estate, construction, hospitality, retail, leisure, trading and manufacturing, building materials, quarry, healthcare and education, and also real estate investment trust, which is REIT. With a workforce of approximately 16,000 strong employee base, the company headquarters is in Sunway City, Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Malaysia. Sunway has delivered more than 30,000 homes and has close to 11 billions of assets under management under the investment and REIT divisions. Sunway Bhd is also one of the top 100 listed company on Bursa Malaysia Securities Bhd, with businesses in 50 locations across 11 countries with market capitalizations of 8.9 billion ringgit as at 31st December 2019.
My name is Muhammad Amirul Afiq, and now I will explaining on the detail of the management approach for Sunway Bhd. Firstly, I will explaining on the factor to consider having a segment reporting. FAR570 use the management approach to identify operating segments on the same basis that is used to report financial information internally. The CODM need to consider several factors in identifying the operating segment. They may refer to the following factors to identify operating segments. There are 4 factors to identify the operating segments, which are the nature of the product or services, the nature of the production process, the type or class of customers for the product or services, and the methods used to distribute the products or provide the services. For the first factor, which is the nature of the product or services, it refers to the types of products or services. As for Sunway Bhd, the nature is on the business products. So, these are the examples on the nature of the Sunway Bhd product. As we can see here, there are building materials, digital, healthcare, investment and financial services, malls, quarry, construction, education, hospitality, leisure, property, REIT, and trading and manufacturing. The second factor to consider is the nature of the production processes. It refers to how the products are produced or the services are provided. As for Sunway Bhd, the nature of the production processes are based on the business products. So, these are the examples on the nature of the production process for Sunway Bhd product. First is leisure. This division offers thrilling adventures to international and local visitors through the 2 signature theme park. Second is construction. It is a construction of building and civil works and the provision of mechanical, electrical and piling works. Third is hospitality. There are 11 hotels and resorts in Malaysia, Cambodia and Vietnam, representing a collection of over 3,300 guest rooms, suites and villas. Fourth is property. It develops residential, commercial and retail properties. Fifth is REIT. It owns an extensive portfolio of retail assets such as hotel, office, university campus, student accommodation, a medical center and an industrial assets. Next is trading and manufacturing. It offers a wide range of well-established in-house brands and agency lines. Another example is healthcare. It offers a comprehensive range of tertiary healthcare services and advanced treatment options. Next example is building materials. It's interlocking concrete pavers with refractory pipes and span piles. And lastly is the quarry. It's supply of single size and blended ingredient and production of asphalt for the paving of roads and highways. The third factor that need to be considered is the type or class of customer for the products or services. It is refers to how the types of customers based on the income. As for Sunway Bhd, there are 6 types or class of customers, which are local and international customers, employees, government and industry affiliations, local communities and NGOs, shareholders, and lastly, suppliers. The last factor that need to be considered is the methods used to distribute the products or provide the services. As for Sunway Bhd, they expand their products and services domestically and globally in 50 locations all around the world. For example, Malaysia, Singapore, China, Australia, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, India, and the United Kingdom. Next is the type of segment. There are 2 types of operating segments that are used by the company, which are the business segment and geographical segment. Under the business segment, the company has the investment and financial services. It will be managing and letting of properties. The financial services give provision to the companies within the group, as well as holding of investment in the shares of subsidiaries, associates, and other investment. Second is construction. It offers a full range of integrated services, so this can be seen in the construction of the building and civil works and the provision of mechanical, electrical, and piling work. So the third is property. It will be developed residential and commercial properties. Fourth is trading and manufacturing. It is to trading and manufacturing the construction and industrial products and building material. Next is healthcare. This can be seen in the operation of medical centers and provision of the medical consultation services. And lastly is the quarry. It will be quarrying, manufacturing and supplying of premix, manufacturing of ready-mix concrete and the production of building stones. Next is the geographical segment. Based on the map provided from the current annual report, the company have a lot of countries involved such as Malaysia, Singapore, China, India, Australia, Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, and the United Kingdom. Next is to identify the chief of decision making, which is CODM. CODM is a function and not necessarily a person. A business activity usually has a unit manager who is likely to vary from entity to entity. It may be the CEO, COO, CFO, the chief management team, or the board of directors. So, referring to the current annual report of Sunway Bhd, it is clearly stated that Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Jeffrey Chen Au were the founder, executive, chairman and non-independent director of the company. However, the CODM has been appointed to the senior management on the specific division of business to facilitate the management and business activities. The list of the CODM are as follows. The first one is Datuk Tan Alor. He is the senior managing director in chairman office. Next is the son of the founder, Ibn Cheng Yashin. He is the executive vice president in president office and the chief executive officer for China. Next is Chong Chang Chong. He is the group chief financial officer. Dr. Lee Weng Keng is the chief executive officer for healthcare division. Chung Siu Kyong is the group managing director for the construction division. Wang Fok Chai is the chief executive officer for trading and manufacturing division. Lee Chuan Seng is the chief executive officer for quarry division. Jenny Ng Bong Liang is the chief executive officer for building material division. And Chan Hoi Choi is the chief executive officer for Sunway Malls and Theme Parks. Next is Lau Ben Long. He is the managing director for healthcare division. And lastly, Fu Xiang Win is the chief human resources officer for the group human resource. As we know, there are 11 CODM in Sunway Bhd. His responsibility is based on each person whose function are to assess the performance of their segments and decides on allocation of resource to their segments. Hence, the CODM must identify the nature of Sunway Bhd business and the existence of managers that are responsible for the business activities. That's all from me. Thank you.
Now, we move to the 10% theoretical test for segmental report. We have 3 types of tests. First, revenue, second, result, and third, asset. For this presentation, I will conduct the revenue test to identify the reportable segments. 10% quantitative theoretical test for property development is 30.78%. For the property investment is 11.44%. Construction equal to 53.67%. Trading and manufacturing equal to 24.38%. Quarry equal to 9.15%. Healthcare equal to 60.49%. Interest holdings equal to 21.17%, and the others is 8.47%. So we can conclude that there is 6 reportable segment and 2 non-reportable segment. Now we use the 75% rule. The formula is the external revenue, which is the total reportable segment divided by the total revenue, and the population is 3,256,294 multiplied by 10% divided by 3,833,310 equal to 84.95%. 84.95% is more than 75%. Therefore, the existing reportable segments, which are property development, property investment, construction, trading, and manufacturing, healthcare, and investment holdings, will remain as reportable segments and no need to identify additional reportable segments. Next, we move to the segmental report. Total revenue of all the segments is 3,833,310. The total operating segment reports of all segments is 250,812. Total profit before tax is 509,288. After minus the taxation, net profit for the year of all segments is 407,311. Total segments asset is 60,645,007. And we got the total assets of all segments is 60,173,340. The total segment liabilities is 9,927,306, and we got the total liabilities is 10,087,272. That's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, Sunway Bhd operates in different segments in its business. Each segment does meet the aggregation criteria as they have similar nature of products and services. The segments in the group are property development, property investment, construction, trading and manufacturing, quarry, healthcare, and others. The chief operating decision maker of the company are the person responsible for the allocation of resources and assessing the performance of the entity's business units. After conducting a revenue test, the company has 6 reportable segments and 2 non-reportable segments. However, in the segment reporting, the company may have advantages and disadvantages. Okay, first let's take a look on the advantages of segment to the company. Okay, basically there are 3 advantages of the segment to the company. The first one is transparency. The second one is provides better understanding the performance of the company, and the last one is provides better assess the risk and return of the company. Okay, the first one, transparency, can reveal areas that are more profitable that operate in different categories or geographic areas. Okay, next, managers cannot hide any unprofitable ventures. Okay, next, provides better understanding the performance of the company. How will it happen? It helps stakeholders to get better understanding of the fluctuations that may affect to overall number. It helps investors to understand the business and also its cash flow. Okay, the last one is provides better assess the risk and return of the company. The disclosure of financial information can make investors believe about the risk and rewards. Okay, next we proceed to the disadvantages of segment to the company. Okay, basically there are two disadvantages. The first one is misunderstanding may occur among investors, and also potential detriment to the reporting company of disclosing information about individual segments. Okay, let's take a look. The first one. Okay, if any information to the investors are lacking, surely an investor might give up his investment opportunities due to fails to understand the business, right? Okay, so the second one is potential detriment to the reporting company of disclosing information about individual segments. Okay, the investors and external users might have difficulty to understand segment information, and this will lead to cause a wrong conclusion in investment decision making. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Khairi Azim bin Fadir. Next, I will present about Part B Interim Report. Let's go. There are two bases of preparation that are integral method and discrete method. For integral method, the interim report is a fraction of the annual report. Meanwhile, the discrete method, the interim report is a separate method. Sunway Bhd use integral method because it published quarterly in their interim financial statement. Sunway Bhd used FAR570 for the financial period ended 31st December 2020. It is also accordance to FAR570 interim financial reporting, and paragraph 9.22 of the Bursa Malaysia Securities Bhd listing requirements. The interim report is unaudited but should be read with audited financial statements from the previous year, 31st December 2019. It is also presented in ringgit ratio and all values are rounded up to the nearest thousand. Two accounting policies made by the company are same accounting policies as annual and FAR570 116 Property, Plant and Equipment (PPE). The company consistent with audited financial statements for the financial year ended 31st December 2019. For FAR570 116, the PPE is stated at cost less accumulated utilization. Subsequent costs are included in the assets carrying amount or recognized as separate asset. Meanwhile, for freehold land does not depreciated because it has infinite life. A company may issue its interim report at 3 different periods that are quarterly, issued 4 times a year, bi-monthly, issued 6 times a year, and by half-yearly, issued twice a year. Sunway Bhd used quarterly period at the 4th quarter from October 2020 until December 2020. There are 5 types of interim report prepared by Sunway Bhd that are income statements, statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, statement of financial position, and statement of cash flow. Next is about the period for the current and comparative of each statement prepared by Sunway. The first is statement of financial position. The report on interim report is at 31st December 2020, while the comparative is at 31st December 2019. The statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. The company reported the interim report at 4th quarter period, that is from 1st October until 31st December 2020, plus with the cumulative financial year today, which is from 1st January 2020 until 31st December 2020. Same goes to the comparative report except the year will be 2019. Third and lastly, the statement of changes in equity and statement of cash flow. For the interim report, the company report the cumulative current financial year from 1st January 2020 until 31st December 2020 for both statements, as well for the comparative period for both statements will be the same except the year will be 2019. Next is the two proposed adjustments made by the company. The first one, the cost of inventories as at 31st December 2020 is 2,101,470,000 ringgit. Meanwhile, the net realizable value of the inventories is 2,100,000,000 ringgit as at 31st December 2020. The second one is on accounts receivable, where the current year ending in 31st December 2020, the account amounted to 1,976,317,000 ringgit. As at 31st December 2020, the company estimated that the amount will only be 10% uncollectible. The value of inventory will be chosen, which is lower between net realizable value or cost value. Since the net realizable value is lower than the cost, the value of the inventories as at 31st December 2020 in statement of financial position is 2,100,000,000 ringgit. For account receivables, since there is an estimation of 10% uncollectible debt, thus we should calculate 90% of 1,976,317,000 and the amount will be 1,778,685,300. And this is the extract of Sunway Bhd's statement of financial position as at 31st December 2020, before the adjustments and after the adjustment. That's all from us. Thank you for listening and bye-bye.